バス停流上通過快速バス路線 testing 1, 2, 3. Adiel also made a fictional 989. I mean, I've reviewed his 126 in the previous video, and I've already told some things to him, like off camera, but basically I'm just gonna show you guys his route. So this one, just like the 126, it's kind of like a skip ahead, a skip stop bus route. So as you can see here, it passes by Bukit Batok, PIE, Braddell, Bartley, Tampines West, PIE, Changi Airport, and yeah. Alright, so this is the route. It's actually pretty straightforward, and again, even though this route isn't like the most realistic, considering the fact that like PIE is constantly jammed up, congested, whatever you call it. But yeah, but I'm just gonna be looking at this conceptually. Like if this bus route were to actually be introduced, like would it actually work if road conditions nowadays are, I mean, in real life road conditions were actually better? So the first look at this, you can see that it doesn't even go through PIE except this part between Jalan Jurong Kecil and Lornie Highway. The only problem with Lornie Highway is that for the westbound, you're kind of like stuck in the sense that, like, you know 52, right? This westbound part from, is it Adam Road? Yeah, Adam Road to PIE, it's horrendous. And in that case, you might even choose to divert the bus service via you could let your bus captains choose if they want to divert via Lornie Highway, Adam Road, and then Bukit Timah Road. And then you turn, no, sorry, you just go straight along Upper Bukit Timah Road. That's fine. Okay, so essentially this route, it's supposed to be a fast service from Tengah to Bukit Batok, a little bit of like Upper Bukit Timah Road so that you could hub spoke from like many other bus services, and then it goes to PIE, Lornie Highway, and then it's kind of like limited stop at Braddell area, which is like to the north of Braddell and to the south of Bishan. It plies the main road, and obviously it's going to use an underpass. There's one stop here as well, near Lorong Chuan, the south of it, and then Bartley as well. And this is kind of like a faster version of like 129, if you would say. And then it calls all stops along Tampines Avenue 1 because that's supposed to be a local sector. And yeah, it just goes straight to like Changi Airport. Conceptually, nothing wrong with this bus service. Again, it's just highly dependent on like actual existing road conditions, traffic congestion, and stuff like that. I have no issues with like this Braddell Road and Bartley Road part of the route. I have no issues with Temasek Poly as well, because at least you're getting like some sort of demand from Temasek Poly and not just like Changi Airport in general. Again, this route I would say it's better than like the 989 of the past, but again, this thing would be prone to the exact same problems that the 989 of the past actually faced. If you skip these areas, it's still fine. Although I did tell Adiel that like people living along Bukit Batok West Avenue 6 and then this small part of like East Avenue 6, they might, over time, they might actually request 989 to like call all these stops. And this bus service would still be considered like skip stop, express, and stuff like that. It's just that this part has been made a little bit more local. But I do like the fact that he decided to skip Bukit Batok Central, because that's where all the congestion, the piling up of buses occurs, and you don't really want to send this new service through West Avenue 3, East Avenue 3, and the traffic junctions especially. you know it's quite bad when you have to be clogged by this point, this point, this point, and then the individual bus stops as well. So him using like West Avenue 6, East Avenue 6 is actually pretty smart. It's like you get catchment here, which is like the original catchment of 989 used to go Bukit Batok Central, Avenue 1, and then like this, right? Before I went to like Bukit Batok East. Actually, I forgot. No. Sorry, I think it's Jalan Jurong Kecil, not Bukit Batok East Avenue 3. But anyways, conceptually nothing wrong. It takes like sorry. It takes like the fastest route out of Tengah and into Tengah as well. And the only thing it's really only this sector. I mean, I think people would, let's say they see this bus that passes by, they would request to your MP, hey, please add stops, and then the MP kind of like has to give in to them. So the exact same thing I've already told Adiel about this. I cannot really make any improvements to this route because it's already very, very straight. I mean, it just applies like West Avenue 6, East Avenue 6, like it's just straight, like straight, and then turn, go onto the expressway. This is the only way for you to cut from west to east like this. Straight line, and then it turns here, and then it just quickly goes into Changi Airport. And the reason why you don't call Avenue 2 or Avenue 7 in this case is because there's already service 34 and you don't want this bus service to waste time when there's already 34 there in the first place. So that explains why after like Bartley Road East and then Tampines Avenue 1, it just goes straight to the airport. So yeah. The old 989 was actually PIE all the way, and then it goes up Gombak and then to Choa Chu Kang. So this is like not too different, except that instead of like PIE, you actually get catchment along these areas. And these areas, the reason why it's so important is because as you guys know, Circle Line is like really crowded, and then so it doesn't really make a lot of sense to take Circle Line and then East-West Line, and you have to transfer to like Changi Airport branch line, right? I mean, there's also the conversion of that branch line, CAL to TEL, right? So yeah, Changi Airport line to Thomson East Coast line, there's a conversion, and then but the matter of fact is that you still have to you transfer twice from Circle Line to East-West Line at Paya Lebar, and then you still have to like you still have to like transfer to the Changi Airport line again, regardless of whether it's like green or brown. So it's like two transfers. The Paya Lebar one, especially, you gotta go from underground to above ground, which is not that ideal. And then the Tanah Merah one is actually okay. It's just like Circle Line is already crowded, and this thing doesn't even duplicate Crossline line at all. Crossline line, in fact, lies completely outside this bus route, which all the more makes it even more useful, I would say. Again, most importantly, is this something that I would see in real life? No. Even 126 is a little bit more realistic. And the other issue is that you're not really able to send this thing to Terminal 5 either, because you see, it's like it's too far, and it just doesn't make any sense. I don't mind if this one actually terminates at like Terminal 4. Okay, according to Adiel's map, there is no Terminal 4. He skipped Terminal 4, but maybe the other change that I would make is that if Terminal 4 could accommodate this new bus service, then yeah, you could consider it. Like actually terminate there. Although the downside is that if you terminate there, you still have to like make your way like from Terminal 4. You do it like in the style of like Service 44, but you terminate at Terminal 4, right? You don't actually pick up packs at Terminal 4. The bus would off service, and then it'll start trip at like Terminal 3 first, let's say for example, and then only after it reaches Terminal 4 will it actually pick up passengers. So yeah, I guess that's one way to like Again, the dead mileage, the whole, do I need to charge express fares on this service? Because of the express sectors, it's all dead mileage and stuff like that. These are all the downsides of this service, which again, which is the reason why I say that like conceptually there is nothing wrong with this bus service. It's just that it's not the most realistic, but it's still a good effort though when it comes to like creating some sort of like airport express type route.